myself. Oh no, give me that cell. Oh, I gotta go like Cobain. 8 years to the grave, gone insane. My blood got propane. How you gon' go and throw my name with shame? Already cross-faded, making it to the disco. I hate it, and you know how this goes. You framed it, picture painted in my room. This that real life shit, none of Zoom, got the scene in it.
Make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
Alright. When they Itachi and Shisui humbled a group of Anbus from Danzo Foundation. I don't know how to pronounce their name. I would just call them. I don't even know. I forgot. I ain't watched the show in a minute. Get it? On the road to 500.
The scene kicks off with Itachi and Shisui swinging through the vines like
Itachi and
Tarzan
Shisui
while mapping out the details of their mission. Shisui starts explaining that they need to keep their eyes peeled for any clues until this giant snake comes hissing at Itachi. But if there's one thing we know, snake sushi is Itachi's favorite dish. So he takes his mini toothpick ass blade and slices that snake up like it's nothing, then keeps it pushing. After swinging for a bit longer, they finally find some tracks to follow, so they begin to investigate some more on some real man tracker shit. Sasuke quickly finds a snap twig and explains that it must be from the fugitive they're tracking, but Shisui immediately shuts that man down, letting him know that that is in fact a decoy that was placed there to throw them off. Hence the clean cut at the end of the branch. That nigga Shisui is better than me, cause they would have caught my ass. Would have started skipping happily in the decoy direction, feeling very accomplished and cocky. They then find some more clues, and believe you and me, these niggas are going into details like we're gonna get full grade or something. Explain your thinking for full marks, ass niggas. Talking about some
the moisture that's on this stone can tell us just how long ago he was here. From the
Nigga, how you know the moisture from the stone will tell you from like I would like be like this. I would have been like this. I would be like, you mean the moisture inside the stone? So no, you can know what it is. What?
Lost me. Just locate the nigga. Damn, doing all this Sherlock Holmes stuff, teasing me before the main course. No, really, look at this. He talking about.
You smell that?
Smell what? The snake you just gutted a couple meters ago? Yes, we smell it. Itachi, don't piss me off today. Fast forward a few hours and Shisui and Itachi are now sitting at a campfire, chopping it up, having some good old bonding time. That was until the two of them hear a very alarming sound coming from the distance. That sound of metal clanking quickly locked them back in on their goal. So they rushed to put the fire out and ran towards the noise to get a closer look. And upon further investigation, they find a leaf Anbu who's been badly injured and trapped by some wire. They immediately rush over to his aid and cut the thread, letting him know that they're here to help him. But then out of nowhere, 3 more masked up Anbu emerge from the darkness with their weapons out, looking like they're ready to draw blood. So Itachi looks over to Shisui and asks him if this is part of the mission, because this is feeling a little bit too real. So Shisui quickly responds to him and lets him know that that's because this is real. But instead of running home to cry to his mommy like any normal 7-year-old would have done, this nigga Itachi is over here sizing them up, ready to take them out. But mid-size up, one of Danzo's foundation members zipped a kunai to the target's head. Thankfully, it was just a water clone, but he really seen his only hope were 2 kids that wouldn't be able to legally drink even if they combined their ages, and knew immediately he had to get up out of there ASAP, no Rocky. So Shisui, upset that they were really ready to kill that man in front of him, quickly becomes enraged and whips out his legendary Sharingan. So Itachi, like the real ride or die he is, clenched his fist to say, and I quote, "You bum ass niggas couldn't fuck with us on your best day, so go ahead and try it." So the 3 Anbu step forward, then simultaneously pounce on them. And just like that, the throwing of hands has commenced. Itachi dodges a swing and blocks the other, then he eventually breaks free from her pressure and tries to slice her mask off, but she was able to jump out the way just in time to avoid the sword, then dart a kunai with the wire strings attached to it right at Itachi's face. So Itachi dodges it with ease, then quickly gets back on his feet to get ready for her next attack. She then starts talking some smack while taking off her robe, asking him how dare the Uchiha defy them now, and how they won't show any mercy, not even to children. But little does she know, she's not talking to any old regular child. So my boy Itachi won't need any of your mercy. All he's gonna need is a bedtime story and a nice warm cup of mommy's cocoa after whooping them. We then cut to the two Anbu that are ready to take on Shisui, and man,
I ain't lying to you. Yeah, you got them had the most nastiest swords. I ain't lying to you. Let's replay back after that dude was just that little nigga just spilled some hot chocolate
and a nice warm cup of mommy's cocoa.
So that I ain't lying to you. Soon after that would have happened, dude would have been in the bed. Anyways, besides that,
we then cut to the two Anbu.
This has got to be the nastiest weapons I ever saw in anime history or cartoon history or any fighting tech history. Bro, you have these type of weapons, you fighting, bro, just know, go ahead, you might as well go pack up your bags. You getting put up in a nice good pack, a roll up blunt pack. They sending you to the gulag. Ain't no way.
They're ready to take on Shisui, and man, are these niggas pathetic. Imagine trying to 2v1 a kid. You have zero shame. The ninja with the bob charges at him first and starts trying to slice Shisui up, but he is blocking every attack with zero difficulty. Hold on. Why is he attacking him at this angle? Niggas trying to slice his snake off. Oh, not kill this one first. While Shisui's deflecting the odd one's blows, the one with the post-prime Undertaker build jumps in the air with his sword cocked back and tries to chop Shisui in half. But Shisui swiftly jumps back to avoid the attack, then damn near teleports to him and kicks the out of his neck. Now, this nigga didn't move, but you best believe he felt every square centimeter of that size 5.5 foot on the back of his neck. Peep the little neck rub he did after, you know he's hurt. Kick that nigga right into a monologue. He not even trying to throw hands no more. Talking about something.
The one that your little friend is fighting is a kunoichi who's unrivaled within the Foundation. If you don't stop him quickly, he'll die. So retreat.
Oh yeah. I'm okay now. Belt put down. Turn it around.
Retreat.
You were just ready to slice him up. What happened? Nigga done recalibrated your system with that kick. You're on plan B now, huh? We then cut to Itachi, and that little boy is cooking so much that I had to lock in just to analyze this jump. Itachi holds off this woman with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, then proceeds to try and stab her with his kunai, which gets blocked. So he smoothly glides across her back to the other side, trying to draw blood with his sword this time, but she quickly interrupts his momentum by leg sweeping him to the ground before he could connect the blow. He then dodges a stab attempt, forces her to back up with this sword swipe and this kick, then pops back up and tries to do some real damage, but she weaved the first swing, then blocked the second. She then flicks this nigga back like 30 feet and starts chucking a bunch of shurikens his way. So Itachi has no other choice but to activate his Sharingan and
that's good.
Now he's watching all these Sharingans orbit around him while also weaving any that come too close. He soon hops off the boulder he was perched on, weaves one more attack, then tries to chop her down. So she quickly jumps out the way and begins to run up the mountain. But this little boy Itachi is hawking her down like a child that knows you got games on your phone. This must have been how some of Chucky's victims felt. Just running for your life while a little pocket-sized demon chases you. Could never be me though. Would've kicked the shit out that nigga so fast with acute accuracy you would have thought I was Ronaldo. Itachi quickly catches up to her, so she beams 3 needles at him that he easily dodges. Then she charges at him and tries to slice his chest meat, flips over him, then fails again with another lackluster sword attack. While still in the air, she throws 3 shurikens at him. But this nigga proceeds to hit the aura farm of doom by slow-mo ballerina twirling around those shurikens, throwing his sword right through the 3 of them once they perfectly lined up. And if that wasn't saucy enough, the little gangster lands on the sword that he threw with 1 foot and starts glaring at her with the moonlight
it's over.
in his aura.
It's over.
As clean as this was.
Yeah, I ain't know a nigga standing on top of this stuff and looking down at you, bro. Dude about to pick up hit a flip, grab you, and slice your head on some fucking Samurai Jack stuff. Wait, come on now.
He is currently up against is unfazed and unimpressed because she's got one more trick up her cooter. It turns out this whole fight, every single shuriken and kunai that's been thrown his way was not only intended to hit him, but mainly to set up a giant trap of wire threads that would tie him up. And all she had to do now was cut this one wire to activate the trap. So she put her sword on the wire, waiting for a reaction out of Itachi, but his face was as straight as mine when someone tells me that YB and Namir is their rap goats. That nigga didn't move an inch. Matter of fact, he wants you to cut it. So that's exactly what she did. But when the trap started to form, it wasn't Itachi that got tied up, but instead herself. She could not believe that not only did he evade getting tied up, he somehow made her get caught up in her own trap. Talking about
That's
some
crazy.
what? How? So Itachi says, and I quote again, "I told you I'm that nigga. That's how."
Oh!
Word for word, that's what we then cut to Shisui, and he's still down there playing with his food, deflecting and weaving all these ninjas' attacks. But now that he knows Itachi's safe and sound, ready to spectate, he's ready to get serious and wrap this fight up. So he flips back and boots up his unique teleportation jutsu, and now a bunch of Shisuis are running circles around them. They originally assumed that these are shadow clones, but they eventually realized that these are unique after image clones, meaning that they must be able to sense the original. But that nigga was clearly lying, because as soon as he said this, one of the Shisuis popped up out the circle and gave that man a ferocious back kick. He manages to block this sword swing too, but ultimately gets put to sleep when another one teleports behind him and karate chops him in his neck. Undertaker is now struggling to fend off these Shisuis, so he decides to bootleg Hulk smash the ground, hoping it would send the Shisuis flying. But once the water dissipated, we see that all the clones are still all up in his face. But not only that, they are posed up in the most eerie, freaky, creepy, all the E's way possible. Like, look at them. Why are they holding the sword like that? They are staring into my soul. Now, I've seen this before. They getting ready to sacrifice this man. We then see that the real Shisui is right behind him with a sword to his back talking that smack. But just before he could rip his spine out of his body, Shisui hears the whistle from the Jonins that were supposed to be watching from above, meaning they finally realize that their original mission has been compromised. So the Undertaker takes his unconscious comrades and skedaddles off into the dark, thus bringing about the end of this fight. Overall, a nice little peek into the legend Itachi.
Good. That's a good fight right there. Hands down, good duo fight right there. Dead ass. And Naruto. That's just me. But I don't know. It is what it is. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow on social media. Up on the screen when I roll to 500. And I'm out.